Okay, so it's time for an update, and again we've got the chart up again. Just got the range detection bots on. We are on the 1,000 tick chart here, and obviously you can see the range detection did paint at the low. We were tanking, and it just looked below one of our levels and failed. And this is why you always should use the range detection bots in conjunction with a level, because actually if you look, it's a 300 point drop off the level. So obviously if you went in on that level, then you'd get stopped out. So it's just a point to know. We did get a good sell at a level as well, which is 96,300, which is actually currently where we're at as we speak. What I would say is just be careful with the shorts here, because we are breaking new highs only just slightly. So obviously in a nutshell, we are sneaking up, and obviously the shorts are getting squeezed out. So it's just a point to note. Range detection bot has been spot on here. That's been a 400 point trade. Here it's been a 400 point trade. Here it's been an even bigger trade at 600. So now remember what I said about being patient at the open. I said don't trade the first 3 minutes. Right, okay, so obviously because by the time you get in, right, and as you can see there, right, we're at 918, we're coming, right, we're coming in, 932, right, so here, where's your decision there? Where are you going to be going? Where you're going to be looking at going, it's broke a hit, a range detection high, okay, I'm going to go long, and then boom, straight down, smack down. Time you get in, you get stopped out. So obviously it's just a point to note. So obviously, and you wouldn't want to be instigating long there, because you really, that's a breakout trader. That's a typical breakout trader. So how much time do you get before you get a genuine decent trade? Well, let's just highlight it. So that's 936, outside the opening range of 3 minutes, and then guess what? It never looks back. That's 1,000 points. So, and again, remember what I said, if it come up to my trend line, the 96,700, that, and it respected it, I would be taking that shot. Now, I've been spending quite a bit of time this afternoon looking at the automated bots. We've been showcasing some of the bots this afternoon, of which we will publish them shortly for the London Trader Show, just on a separate note. But you can see there we've got a good trade. So the trades, obviously, that have gone our way, the 936. Right, we're coming down, obviously there. There's a trade there, and it's at a level. It's not worked out, right? Now, my bias was to the short. And I said, realistically, there's a balance point at the 95,000 point mark, and that's really where I wanted to see consolidation and a pop. So, obviously, that's not one I would be taking there, right? And if you had, then it's a failed trade. Now, coming into this, there is a trade towards the 95,000, right? And obviously, then you can see that that particular trade has actually followed through. So, obviously, now remember, these are ranges, not specific levels. And we use these levels in conjunction with a range bot. When the range bot comes in near the level and it's a buy, then we take it long. So, and just a point to note, which bot have we got on there from our point of view? Got the range detection. And we're just going to put the rotation bot on that as well. So that hasn't got the rotation bot on. I just wanted to do that very quickly. Rotation grid. Right, I don't believe we have got a relative volume on here. This needs the relative volume bot, so we're just going to put that on very quickly as well. So let's just stick that on, and then we'll put all the pieces together and you'll see why. So, relative volume. We're going to hide that. And we're going to put that into the rotation grid very, very quickly. We're going to hide that because we don't need it. And then we need this information in the rotation bot. This is what I need. Right, that's great. See if it picks up. the rotations on this, and it has. So this is what I wanted to show you, because I mentioned this earlier on in my update. I said, look, whenever I'm looking at going into a particular trade where we're tanking down, and obviously my focus over these next few days is just to guide you on, you know, when we're picking the bottom. So obviously here we are tanking, right, quite clearly. That's the trend down. I'm just going to mark that out. And the point with this trend is I want to see, and effectively I'm just going to show you this here. Just going to mark it here. That's how I mark them. Right, I'm just going to show you. I mark them like that. So the wicks are ideally to the high of that. Now I then just automatically extend that drawing. Now when that's broken and retested from the backside, i.e. the opposite side, that's when I class this as the trend changing. Now that doesn't get me in. This trade here that I've highlighted here is not a trade I would immediately take, right? And if I did, I'd keep my risk really tight. So, as in the bottom of the range bot, that's my risk, golden rule. So you can see here the fractal rotation bot has picked up this trade, and I'm just going to highlight it to the left with the orange. And you can see there that has actually turned out to be a really nice trade. It's a 500-point trade. So obviously that's picked up that we've changed trend, that we've turned, and then we're off to the races. Now obviously this might stop here because we are painting a range bot here, and then it could tank, or it could just go up to the moon. I don't currently know. I just play the levels with the rotation bots. And if they play out, that's great. So that's when I technically say there's a trend change. Now you could get in here, and I'll reiterate this, but that, if we look at yesterday, and I'm going to show you yesterday, because yesterday was a tanking day, right? And a number of you did try and pick the bottom. So let's just go with what I've just said. And we're going to use the line. Right, so we're going from the top, and then we're joining there. We're going to extend out. We're going to turn it red because it's a down one. Now you can see that does exactly what it says. It tests it and then there. And you could go along there, but no orange rotation, and guess what happens? It tanks. So it's a high risk trade, folks. We're picking the bottom there, right? And obviously, as you can see, the bigger trend. The bigger trade is to the trend, i.e. down. So obviously, so that's just a point to note, because obviously that would work out for a few 100 points, right? You know, you're going to get in probably there, and obviously you're hitting there, so you're going to get a couple of 100 points. The better trade is obviously to trade with the trend. So, but remember, just join the two to there and see what morning trend is, and that's how we can gauge it turning. And if we just look at yesterday, because obviously there were quite a few bottom pickers yesterday, right? And they got absolutely annihilated, right? There's absolutely no reason to go into these. No reason whatsoever, right? That does turn green because we've got a flat there, and obviously you can then see that that does actually work out. Is it a good trade? It's not an amazing trade because you're taking a counter trend trade and you got high risk. We come down. So let's talk about how we identify that this turns. So again, the theme is, how do we pick the bottoms, right? Well, what I'm actually just going to do, just to show you this, I'm just going to clean this chart up. We're going to keep the lines on for planning and analysis, but we're just going to take these off temporarily. We're going to do multiple selection, and we're going to do select all, and we're going to hide, and then we're just going to concentrate on the here and now. So we're tanking. Now, quite clearly, you can see that we are on the downtrend. Wherever you paint this or draw this line, you are going down. Now, what you tend to find is we do tend to accelerate then slow down. Now, obviously here, in this instance, we've accelerated down, we've slowed down, right, and then we've gone like this, and then we've slowed down again. Now, obviously, if you look at this trend, and we're just drawing it from these swings. Just going to get rid of this one because I'm just talking here and now. We're just looking at the two-point swing point of view. So we're there, there's 3 points there. Right. We then test this and we come up, we fail. We test it from the backside and then we don't fail. Right, and that's key. So we don't come back, so you can see this, and you can obviously draw this on your own charts. 1,000 tick chart or 5 minute or 1 minute. And then you see this here, and this is key as to when we're turning, right, is there. Now, what I like to do is just use a range detection bot. And obviously it's what we distribute throughout the group. I just want to see a higher one of these. And then basically that's when I'd start trading to go long. And obviously you got 2,000 points. Now look, there is, I miss out on 300 points of the bottom. Now, as it is, the range detection bot actually, on this, and this is the new one, absolutely hammered this to a T. So the orange depicts when the bot thinks it's going to turn and when it turns. And obviously you can see there it actually did pick the bottom very well. Now obviously there was a number of attempts, and that's what these rotation diamonds are. But in this instance, that's when it said, yeah, this is when we think it's going to go up. That's just based on statistics of rotations and based on statistics of you know how much we're moving in volatility and ATR and swing lengths. Because actually, if you look at this swing length from there to there, it's 3,000 points, right? Which tends to be when we're getting some reversals. So that's how I would look to pick the bottom to analyze. Now, what I would say is remember what I've said, and I'm just going to bring this back to a 30-minute here because I want to show you this because this is what is on screen share. And I will be a sec. I just want to show the delta candles. Where are we? This is the last bit of the update I want to give. I'm just looking at right there we are. Sorry, it's hidden there. Right, I was losing the plot there. Right, okie doke. I'm just going to take that out because that's just calculating the stops. We don't need that on. Now, just looking at this, and again, it's just analyze this from a yesterday's point of view, because this is what we're looking at. What are we looking at for a turn? Come down. We're looking for a magic pink, and then we want to see the passive buyers achieving their objective, i.e. to take price up and stop it. That doesn't happen. We've got an aggressive sell after that. Right, passive pink, aggressive sell. So the aggressive sellers come in and just run them over. Passive pink, this time it does work out. And obviously that's the trade that I was talking about, the 200 pointer. Come down, passive pink fails, magic pink, right, just starts to work but then fails and gets run over again. Right, and this keeps on happening. Now, remember what I've said about this for the delta. If I see passive buyers at lower prices, that means they're accepting a lower price to trade at, right? So I expect when that happens for the price to continue going down, and that's what we see. Now, then we come in here, and we've had a lot of aggressive buyers. And remember, they've got ran over, we've got passive pink, we've got aggressive sellers coming in. So you can see what's happening here. As soon as the aggressive buyers come in, the aggressive buyers come in to counter, right? And that's a key point, counter, right? So we come in, and this time round we get aggressive buyers, and we don't then see aggressive sellers countering. And that's really important. Now, obviously, then we go up to the moon. So now what I'm wanting to see here is I've got a pink, I've got a passive pink magic higher, and then I've got a passive pink higher. And this is my telltale sign on the 1000 tick chart here. Sorry, on the 30, what am I on here? I'll just double check that I'm on the right one. I'm on the 1000 tick chart. Right. That is my telltale sign that they're going up. Right. Now, let's look at that on the 30-minute chart, which is... just 2 seconds. Let's sort the lock. Space out. It's gone a bit nutty. 1115. No, we don't. We just want that. And we don't want the lock space on. That's correct. Right. That should solve it all. Right. Okay, that's cool. I want the candlesticks on this on the 30-minute, and I want to show you the... I want to show you the delta on here, so I'm just going to put this on there. And normally I have the higher time frame charts on the left, so that's what's confused me. My bad, my mistake. So I am a little bit tired today, but I want to get this update out anyway. Right, so I'm just going to stick the delta on there, right, and I'm actually going to move these to the right way so that I'm not screwing up as I thought I just did do, because I just assumed the 30-minute was on the left. Right, but the point is the delta is actually multifractal, so it doesn't really matter what time frame you're looking at. But obviously we're going to look on the correct time frame this time, which obviously is quite helpful. And what I just want to do on there is I want to paint that behind the chart so I can see these candles better. And then I want to put the colour candles on there, and I want to show you this in action. Right, okay, so we should see everything. So this is the 30-minute. This is from yesterday. I'm going to put the display time on again. Scale, so day of week. Now, I'm going to reiterate this. Time framing down on a 30-minute. I do not go long. Right? Now, in this instance, we've not got any passive pink on the 30-minute, but we have got it on the execution chart. So you can read price action on the execution chart, and you can see there. Now, just out of interest on the 5-minute chart, what have we actually got? We come down aggressive, aggressive, passive, aggressive, passive, and then we go up on passive. So that's interesting. And then we push, come down again, and then we push up on aggressive. So you can see there. Right, okay, so that is my second update of the day. That is the specific update on the here, what's happening now, and how did we do with the plan. The plan was worked out a treat, and obviously we've looked more into the turns and how we actually depict when it's going to turn. Now, as we speak, what's just happened now, we've come up to a range detection bot high, and remember what I just said right at the beginning of this video. I was a little bit dubious that this was going to go to the sky, because these range detection bots are just slightly higher, and we've got shorts getting squeezed out, and that we potentially could go up, or we could obviously go down. Now, obviously the point is here, we've squeezed and we've squeezed, and then suddenly we've now got the sellers actually achieving their objective. Here they haven't achieved the objective, here they haven't, and here they haven't, and so on and so forth. Now they have. Now remember what the job of this set of guys is to break this swing and to break these swings. So now they've actually broken 3 swings. So these guys on this swing, the sellers, have actually done all right. So now we're seeing a turn. Now remember what I said is I'm not entirely certain that this isn't going to stop here and go down. Now the first sign that this is going to go down, right, and I'm talking opposite to what I just said, is that the sellers have achieved their objective, i.e. they break the swing. So it's just a point to note. So now it's a bit like a tennis match. The sellers have now won this round, so to speak. So just bear that in mind. Now, what might happen now is we might be seeing expanding pivots and we might be seeing expanding volatility. So we might come down and then break this with conviction and then come down. So it's just a point to note. And I'm going to leave you with that point. So remember what I always say. Safe trading, folks.